Okay, that's supposed to be it. I got the good camera, I got the good mic. It's not the MacBook, it's the microphone. So testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Oh, Kanye says it's all good. Phew. Perfect. Okay, we're back in business. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened. It's the same system I use every morning. Sometimes it gets a little itch and I have to scratch it. All right, we're back. Still not very loud. How's that? Better? And hi, Kay. Glad you're here. Who we got here? We got Lisa and Kay. It's really low. I just turned it up. I can turn it up some more. I can turn it up some more over here too. Better? Is that the volume? I think that is the camera. Okay, this is the volume. I'm going to turn it up some more. It works now? Is that too loud? Is that good? Testing 1, 2, 3. Really good. Okay, perfect. So I can't see who all's here. It says there's 10 of you. Wow. Welcome, everyone. Sorry for the technical issues. Now I have to turn my volume down. It's so loud. That's fine. Okay, we're all good. I have better microphones than this thing. I need to figure out how to get them up here and over there. That'll be another project. Until then, let's make some tacos. So, before all of this rudely interrupted me, not you, my technical issues, I was showing you what you need to make this because it's really simple. Okay, so back over this again. Nutritional yeast, 2 tablespoons. Chili powder, 3 teaspoons. Garlic powder. I missed the onion powder, but that's okay. It doesn't really affect it much. A teaspoon of smoked paprika, right there. Half a teaspoon of cumin, right there. The onion powder that I forgot, but you won't be able to taste it. We also got 3 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of water, and a tablespoon of tomato paste, a teaspoon of vegan Worcestershire, and a half a teaspoon of liquid smoke. I've got a container. This is empty. Our tofu, extra firm, and I've got a cup of water. The tomato paste, I was telling you guys, if you can ever see this in your store, get it. Can I focus it? No. There we go. If you ever see this, or any brand, doesn't matter the brand, just tomato paste in a toothpaste tube. That's what it looks like to me. Right? This is handy. So for recipes that only need like a tablespoon of tomato paste, you don't have to open a whole can. You just got a little tube. Very, very convenient. And then for the vegan Worcestershire, I want to show you what I have. It says organics, so this is a Fred Meyer brand. It doesn't say vegan anywhere on it, But if you look at the ingredients right here, organic distilled vinegar, water, organic molasses, salt, organic sugar, less than 2% of organic garlic, spices, xanthan gum, onion, and something that's dried. It does not say anchovies, so therefore this is vegan. Most of this Worcestershire sauce has anchovies. That's what you want to watch for on the label. If it doesn't have anchovies, you're golden, whether it says vegan or not. What is it that you ordered, Brenda? A couple of bucks. Tomato paste? So I'm going to start with, I got a bigger container. I'm just going to dump all the dry spices in here. So 1, 2, smoked paprika. This whole room smells like smoked paprika. It smells really good. Garlic powder, the onion powder I forgot, and the cumin. I'm just going to whisk this up. How does this look? Not bad. Get my hand out of the way. It's kind of low. If I ever decide to use this angle, it's kind of low. It needs to be up higher, I guess. But I'm just mixing this together. So your taco seasoning is more uniform everywhere. Done. Okay, Brenda got the tomato paste on Amazon for a couple of bucks. Put the dry aside. Get out the wet. I'm going to start with the tomato paste. I'm not going to use a big container like this to mix everything in. I'm going to dump it all in here with the tomato paste. So I'm going to add the water. And the Worcestershire. And the soy sauce. And the liquid smoke. I am not going to need this water till the end. I'm going to set it back here. Now we want to whisk our wet stuff together. I should have started with the tofu because it's going to take a few minutes to drain. That's all right. I'll whisk this up and then we'll do the tofu next. Perfect. All right. Let me set this aside. I'm going to grab the tofu. Now remember, I was thinking about doing a YouTube video showing people what the heck they can do with tofu, because nobody knows even what tofu is. I like to think of tofu like cheese. To make cheese, they take cow's milk and they add some enzymes. I think they use rennet, which is baby calf stomach. It's really nasty, sad. But it separates the whey, the liquid, from the curds, the squeaky cheese curds. They do the same thing with tofu. They take soy milk, heat it up, add some Asian type of enzyme, seaweed. It separates into a liquid and the curd. They drain it all, take the curds, pack them into a form and press it and let it age. That's tofu, just like making cheese. All of these containers are pretty much looking the same. Oh, thanks, Belinda. So Brenda's here, Connie's here, Di, hi Di, Kate, Terry, Darcy, Lisa, Marianne, Belinda. Cool. Yeah, so most of your tofu is going to look like this. This says January 2nd. Okay, it's got a best use by. If you're getting close to being like expired, don't sweat it. Throw it in the freezer. It'll be fine. But if you never played with tofu, this is what it comes in. It's full of water, so be careful. I'm going to put it in a tub. It's also in a block. So this is a block of tofu. I'm going to try to get it right beside the block on the edge of the... Make a little slit just like that. And then I'm going to drain the water out. I don't know if I'll show up or not. No. Okay, never mind. I'll have to work on that angle. And there is our block of very wet tofu. Now you want to press it to get the water out. I like to anyway. You don't have to. I went to that Tofu 101 class, remember? And they didn't press theirs. But I still like to. So here is the method that anybody can use if they have a cutting board, a couple paper towels. Set your tofu right here on the edge of the paper towel. Not that. That. Perfect. Get yourself another little tiny cutting board if you have one. Put it right here on top. And then put something heavy on top. What do I have as heavy? There. Well, it needs cleaned. There. That's an antique. That's a Wagner skillet. Those are old. That's the easy way to press tofu. And just walk away for 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Thank you, Brenda. Yeah, I played with the camera earlier, this camera, to get the color to match that camera. They're both Sony, so it should have been easy, and it was. That camera I'll have to work on next. Is Organics the Safeway brand, Lisa? Okay, yeah. Almost every store has some kind of Worcestershire sauce without the anchovies that you can buy. And Di says a reusable tube of tomato paste would be nice. I keep freezing the extra tablespoons and they get lost in my freezer. I've heard of people putting their extra tomato paste in ice cube trays so they can just pop out a cube when they need it, like a tablespoon at a time. Marianne never presses hers and she loves it. So this is one way to press tofu. And I've done it this way for years. Before, okay, gonna drive me nuts. Before I invested in a tofu press, I really like it. We use this now like all the time. So let me show you how to do that real quick. This one is called Tofu Bud. If you want a link to Amazon, I can get you one. But they're in Amazon. Real easy to find. Now here's the trick. If you have a tofu bud, see how much water's come out of here already? This paper towel is soaked. If you have a tofu bud, these are the little pressure plates I was talking about this morning, the holes. Put that on there. Hold it in your hand. Put the bottom on. Flip it. And that's the way it's centered. If you try to just drop your tofu in from the top, it doesn't always go in centered. Put the other plate on. Put the top on. Here's that big spring I was talking about. You line it up, push down, give it a turn. If you give it half a turn, let me adjust this. Yeah, there we go. If you give it half a turn, it's only pushing down some. You can see the spring pushing down on the plate. But if you go all the way down, now it's really pushing down. It is extra firm, okay? I always buy extra firm. I don't buy anything else. I don't really see the silken that often at like Fred Meyer, Safeway, blah, 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 Walmart. I know it's there sometimes, but it's hard to find. About all I can find is extra firm, and I've never had a recipe that I couldn't make with extra firm. It's all the same tofu. It's just how much water's been pressed at the factory. That's all it is. Soft and medium has a bunch of water. Extra firm and super firm now has a lot of the water already pressed out for you. That's the difference. So Brenda has this, and the nice thing about it, as it's pressing, you can see the water at the bottom. Can you see the moisture? And this has a little spigot, like right there, a little spout, so you can pour the water out. So Brenda says her extra firm comes in a vacuum sealed pack without water. Is it refrigerated, Brenda? Because they do make shelf stable tofu also. That is not in a refrigerated cooler. I've only seen the silken in those little packs that are just sitting on a shelf. So we'll give this a minute. While this is pressing, we've got our wet and our dry right here. And a big old wet spot on my board. There we go. See, if you get it refrigerated, Brenda, it'll have water. All I'm going to do with these marinade ingredients is just mix them together. So I'm going to take the dry rub we made earlier. I'm going to dump that in to the wet and just whisk that up. It's going to be a really thick paste, and that's what we want. You can thin this down with more water if you want. You don't have to. But you want it to be kind of on the thick side as a paste. Just make sure all the dry stuff gets mixed in really good. Perfect. How's that other angle? Is that better? It's going to be hard to find a happy medium with that camera over there. Okay, so we got our paste. Let's check our tofu. Get my little tub out and see how much water I can get out of it. See, quite a bit of water. And the longer you press it, the more will come out. But for what we're doing, this will be fine. So we're going to bake this anyway. So I'm going to get a big bowl here. And a mixing spoon. Get my tofu out. I'll plop it in a bowl. Now, here's how I usually do the tofu. I'm going to dry it off first. If I forget something talking to you tonight that you think should be in a YouTube video about tofu, please let me know in the comments tomorrow morning, in the live stream, something. Okay, so what I do with this is I just crumble it up. You can break it apart. See how it's kind of crumbly? See if I can focus that. There we go. And then you can just crumble it with your fingers. I think this looks more like hamburger myself. But somebody mentioned you can use a box grater. And I did that earlier today. And we'll do that on the other half and you can compare. It doesn't matter how you do it. This is faster, I think. But your hands get goopy, if you don't mind that. And these edges that are like really flat, I make sure I get them. That way nobody knows this is actually tofu. If you want to use the box grater though, now that my hands are all goopy, here's the kind I have. It's not really a box grater, it's one side, but it's kind of coarse. And we'll grate that other half so you can see the difference. This reminds me of shredding cheese. Speaking of how similar tofu and cheese is. And this will be easier the more water you get out of the tofu. I'm kind of digging this angle. What do you guys think? I think it's definitely something that needs to be used more often. And I've never used it hardly at all. Here I am, grating my tofu. How about you? Are you cooking along with me, Connie? You were talking about it earlier.
Someone was detected at your front door.
Be careful when you get down to the nubs here. You don't want your fingers to get grated. That hurts. I've done that. There's our box grater method. You pick whatever is easiest for you. I like just crumbling it with my hands. There we go. And the nice thing about tofu compared to raw hamburger is it's plant-based. So if you wanted to, you can eat it raw and it won't hurt you a bit. Okay. So now we add our rub, our paste. This is all those chili spices. The cumin, the chili powder, and you can change this up. If you want to add oregano, go ahead. Pepper, salt and pepper, feel free. Whatever you feel like. It's a very versatile recipe. You can kind of see the difference between the shredded. Sorry. And the ones I crumbled up myself. But now we just mix this up. Make sure you get it as evenly incorporated as you can. Oh, I forgot something besides the onion powder. That's all right. I don't need it. I'll talk my way through it because this doesn't have to go in the oven right away. In fact, if you want to make this ahead, I'm thinking it would have more time to marinate. If you put this in a container and put it in the fridge overnight, which I might do. Because all we got to do now is take this, put it on a cookie sheet. I forgot the parchment paper. That's what I forgot. But you put this on a cookie sheet and you bake it at 350. That's Fahrenheit, Brenda. You know that. For half an hour. And then turn off the heat to the oven, turn the oven off, but let it stay in the oven for another half an hour. And it'll really dry up. So here's my really, really old, beat up cookie sheet. I would put parchment paper down on this and then spread this evenly across the top of it. And bake it. Make it as nice and even as you can. Right? You don't want a big glump right in the middle or big glumps on the corners, whatever. You know what I mean. You've done this before. Spread this tofu as evenly as you can. Throw it in the oven, half an hour. Turn off the oven, half an hour more. And when you're done, da da da. Stage 2, we get to make the tacos. Let's get my picture pretty so I can show people. That's good. I can't help record, but that's all right. All right. After it's all done baking, it'll look like this. How's that angle? Not bad. I'll do a top. Can't really see, can you? Can't focus it. Doesn't that look like a hamburger? So when you bake it, it'll darken up. And it dries up a lot. So now we're going to take that cup of water, pour that in here. We're going to mix this up really good. Probably on medium. I know it sounds crazy to get the water out, bake it until it's dry, and then put the water back. But when you bake it with all those spices on the tofu, it really compresses, what's a good word? By taking all the water out, it really compresses all the flavor. That's not the word I'm looking for. Okay, I'm going through comments now. So yours, okay, your tofu is refrigerated, but it don't have water. Interesting, Brenda. Interesting. Maybe a drop or two. Huh. Ours are full of water. Can you leave tofu out or put it in the oven to dry before using? Trying to understand what you meant, Belinda. You don't want to dry the tofu first. You want to mix the spices with the tofu first and then dry it in the oven and crumble it up and dry it. Air fryer. I have not tried this in the air fryer. So there's a Nasoya organic extra firm that Walmart has where dye's at that's vacuum packed with little or no liquid. It has to be refrigerated. Huh. Okay. Connie has the same type of grater I do. And so does Belinda. Darcy's liking that third angle good. Di likes her paddle grater much more than a box grater. Connie's not cooking. She forgot to take the tofu out of the freezer. So hers is soygenic, made in Vancouver, BC. It's Canadian tofu. And Marion bought a Hodo brand extra firm vacuum packed tofu. It's in the refrigerated section. So people still use Fahrenheit for your cooking in Canada, but not for your temperature outside. That's just weird. Infuses flavor. Yes, that's what drying the tofu with the spices does. It infuses, it saturates, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. But anyway, it's cooking here now. And what you want to do now is cook this until it's dry again. Until all of that water is gone from the bottom. Now this was a package of super firm. And you have to check your packages. They're different sizes. I did not look at mine. The one I cut open with you was a 14 ounce. I think the one I used in here earlier today was a 16 ounce. So the more tofu you have with the same amount of spices from the recipe, it's not going to be as dark. If you want more flavor, more of that taco flavor, make sure you keep the tofu to what I say here in the recipe. Actually, this one calls for a 16 ounce super firm. Okay. If you use a smaller package, though, it'll be more of that flavor infused in a smaller amount of tofu. Incorporate. So you've had my, I'm assuming, a lot of you have had my cauliflower tacos with the walnuts and the mushrooms. Those are good too. But this is just tofu. It's one ingredient. And I think it's every bit as good. Rhonda came home from picking our grandson up from school, and the first thing she commented was the smell of the kitchen in the house. It's one pot, Connie. It's one ingredient, tofu, and then you have the same spice mix. And you saw how easy the spices go together. So yeah, it's a very simple recipe. Di, I forgot why I had the tofu thawing in the fridge. I made some veggie fried rice with tofu scramble mixed in. A double thumbs up from Mom. Nice. I never get a double thumbs up from my mother-in-law. So which one do you like better, Brenda? This cauliflower tacos or this? You've had both. And you know, if you want to add even more flavor to this, right now, you could add hot sauce. You could add a little bit of salsa. You could add taco sauce. Whatever you like. So let's talk fat. This has fat from the tofu. That's it. There's no oil. Nothing else is fatty in here. There's no nuts, walnuts, anything like that. As far as sodium goes, the tofu itself has some sodium. $15 milligrams. Not much. You will have some with the Worcestershire sauce, the soy sauce. You're going to add quite a bit. You can adjust that. If you're on a low sodium diet, you can definitely play with those ingredient amounts to get what you want for sodium out of this. But tasting, it's not that salty. And I am using low sodium soy sauce. I always use that. Full sodium soy sauce is way too salty for me. So this is about done. The water's all gone. Yeah, the cauliflower tacos will be lower calorie because cauliflower doesn't have the same amount of fat as tofu. But yeah, you can see the water's almost gone. So I'm going to turn this off. And let's see, where's a good spot? Let me bring my little baby cutting board back out here. I'm going to set this over here. I'm going to get this out of the way. It's a little warm. That's a good place to put it. I just happen to have a couple of taco shells. I have some vegan sour cream. Oh, I was gonna eat my hot sauce. Doggone it, I left it. I got some shredded lettuce. I got some chopped tomato. I need my Cholula. It's next door. Oh. I could. Yeah, that's almost gone. Upstairs. This is red chili sauce. That'll work. Yes, sir. I'm going to dress up a couple tacos so you guys can see how pretty they are. Now, obviously, these are store-bought taco shells. They're full of oil. You use whatever you want. You can use flour taco shells, the soft tacos. Those are full of oil too. You can buy corn tortillas, and you can drape them over your oven racks and let them hang and try to bake them and form this type of shape. I've done that. It kind of works, kind of doesn't. You don't have to use a taco shell at all. You can put this on a salad, have a taco salad. I'm going to get some lettuce on here. Actually, I want some of that hot sauce on here first. No, I'm not going to go get it, Belinda. It's okay. I happen to have my red chili sauce here. I don't see Carol. I'm not sure what she had going on tonight, but she would appreciate this hot sauce. Boy, is it messy. Come on, cooperate. Red chili stains so bad. Sorry, I know I got my back to you. I'm just trying to get this lid off without making a mess. There we go. I'm still making a mess. No matter how hard I try. So I'm going to put a little bit of this. This is not going to work. I got a spoon. That is better. Okay, a little bit of chili sauce down the middle. Oh, that looks so good. And yep, make a mess. Oh, that's so good. And it's got a bite to it. Yep. Trying to make these look pretty. I'm doing the best I can. The red chili put a curve in things here. That's all right. A few of these tomatoes. I would have some jalapenos on mine too, the pickled ones, because they're really good. 3 tomatoes didn't even make it in a taco. I don't know how these food bloggers get such perfect pictures. I really don't. Because this is what mine looks like. That is not a blogging picture. It's got red chili all over the place. I often have to go back in and do a cleanup and tasting and clean and taste and get everything looking right for a picture. Some bloggers make it look so pretty. I don't know how they do it. But there you go. There's my tacos. For sour cream, there's stuff in the store you can buy. It's vegan. It's processed. You can make your own. You can make tofu sour cream. You can make cashew sour cream. I've got a sour cream with green chili recipe everybody likes. It's really popular. Different options, depending on where you're at, how you want to do it. But there you go, guys. Taco night. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. Well, let's see. The cauliflower recipe has walnuts, They're higher in fat. I like walnuts. Don't forget, your walnuts have your omega-3. Try to get some in every day. Di goes back and forth between the taco meat. She likes them both. This stuff, you can use this on almost anything. It doesn't have to be tacos. Taco salad. Put it on top of your rice. Make a burrito. Enchiladas. You would never know that's tofu. If you didn't tell somebody, they would not know. Hey, that's not bad. It's a pretty picture. The camera does need to be up higher. Oh, okay, here we go. Go eat it, my Chihuahua. Baked potatoes, there you go, Brenda, good idea. Sometimes I just lay them in a dry fry pan until they're getting crispy. They fold nicely and are yummo. The corn tortillas, yeah. Frank's Red Hot Sauce, really? I'll stick with the Chihuahua. Yeah, it was making me cough. It says hot on the bottom of it. I thought the serving dish would hold my tacos upright. And I thought this shape of serving dish might do the job. Nah, that's all right. I prefer real over perfect. Yeah, I have this copper pan, Connie, because of that induction burner. So this is induction friendly. I don't want to have, oh, that's a pretty picture too. I don't want to, except for the sour cream, it's all, yeah, anyway. I don't want to have a gas stove in here, you know, like a camping stove you see a lot of people use for blogging. It's pretty. If you would stand up like you're supposed to. See, he refuses to stand up. Oh, there we go. How's that? A little cilantro on top too. Oh, it'd be perfect. So that's all I got. Wow, we're good. Right at 1 hour. If you try it and you've never had it, be sure and let me know what you think. Now, if we want to do another one of these cooking demos this month, we'll have to talk about it tomorrow. We have a Zoom coming up this Sunday. If you guys didn't know, this Zoom, we're all going to try something different that we've never had before. So Lisa bet me that I would not try natto, and I did. Hers is going to be Marmite, and she's going to try it Sunday. Somebody else mentioned something they're going to bring Sunday to try for the first time. So that's the theme. Bring something to the Zoom meeting to eat with everybody, because we're all on camera then, that you've never tried before. And I have to find something before Sunday. I've already done the natto. I got plenty of Marmite. I don't think I have... I got Vegemite in here too somewhere. I wasn't a fan of Vegemite. I like Marmite better. Ooh, chestnuts is a good idea. I don't think I've had those either. So yeah, maybe we'll both do chestnuts, Brenda. Um, Lisa, what time is our Zoom usually? 1 o'clock? And we can adjust the time if we need to. I think it's 1 Sunday. Pacific time, of course. 1 to 2? I really want to eat this taco. There's an event tab in the main page, Marion. Yeah. Okay, 1 o'clock. Thank you, Lisa. So if another time works better for you, Marion, we can adjust the time. But 1 o'clock seems to be what everybody wants. We can change the times on anything we do because it's our group. We can do what we want. But you guys need to tell me. So what did I learn from this demo? I learned I like my countertop after all. I didn't think I did. Been in the garage all this time. So I'm going to start using this more. If I need to be pretty, I can take the old countertop, this one, it's just sitting up here, and I can set it right down here on top. I've got that shelf stuff and this kind of stuff. The non-skid shelf liner. I put that down on here to protect it. And then I can put my countertop on here on top and it won't move. So that's one thing I learned. I learned that's a pretty cool angle. I like it. It needs tweaking. It's the first time we ever did it, so it's not perfect, but we'll tweak it. I learned having the cookie sheets, the baking trays all set up really does help. And the audio, I don't know. That was a weird glitch. That wasn't anything anybody did. It was just a weird computer thing. So I will try to get a microphone up here though. I've got it. I've got the connections. I gotta find a cable long enough and somehow get it to stretch all the way over there behind my computer to the interface. Or I can move the interface over here and have it permanently set up right here. That might work too. Okay, so anyway, if we're going to do another cooking demo this month, besides what we did tonight and a Zoom, let me know what day you would like to do it. We were doing Thursdays to get Geraldine to be able to come. Okay, let me read some comments and then we'll say goodnight. Bean soup from the last cooking demo. Mine's finally gone. Belinda will show up at, okay, 1:45. We'll wait for you, Belinda. Dandelion tea. There you go, Marion. Nice. It'll be good to see you too. Darcy likes the tofu better than cauliflower, but she likes both. Di still needs to find her food for the Zoom. I used to teach nutrition courses for the extension office, so I'm sorry guys, I forget I can do this. I've tried lots of unusual things. It needs to fit my budget, so nothing expensive. I was surprised the natto was really, really cheap. Okay, Marion. Yes, East Coast is 3 hours ahead. West Coast. We're on Pacific time. Anyway, thanks for coming tonight, guys. Hope you enjoy the video. I will put a replay up as soon as I can. So if anybody missed it, they can come here and watch it. I hope you enjoy the recipe if you ever make it. And we'll see you tomorrow morning, guys. Have a good night. It's 5 o'clock here, so time to wind down. I think it went pretty smooth. I'm happy. So thanks for being here, and I will see you tomorrow morning. Anything else last minute? Otherwise, take care, guys. Of course, I have to find the end button. You're welcome, Connie. You're welcome, Kay. See ya, Die. There we go. Finish. I got the right button now. All right. Have a good night, guys.